Round 6 of the ESSO Superlube Saloon Car Championship marked a return to the national circuit at Silverstone, with the weight of entries so great that the races were split, classes A and B running together, and here classes C and D. Patrick Watts leads Class C by 5 points from Vaughan Richmond, and Graham Churchill Class D by 6 points from James Kay. Patrick Watts' life's a bit topsy-turvy because his 309's left-hand drive. Does it make a difference?
It wouldn't be a problem if the tracks went the other way around, but unfortunately all the weight of the car now, like 13.5 stone, is on the wrong side of the car. And the car's gripped so well with racing tyres that you've actually got a problem of going up on 2 wheels. If not on 2 wheels, the inside wheels are very, very light and you lose traction out of the corners.
The 2-litre class reflects the hot hatchback battle in the marketplace, with 16-valve cars from Peugeot, Vauxhall, Volkswagen, and even this year for the first time Alfa Romeo with the 33 raced by Terry Stacey. In the 1600cc class, all the cars are Honda Civics, one of them driven by Roland Dane.
I'm looking forward to seeing a Honda win a race outright. I think we will, but I don't know who it'll be yet, so that's the only problem.
And the Hondas certainly showed up very well in qualifying here at Silverstone. The front 2 rows of the grid, 4 of the Hondas. James Kay claiming pole position with Graham Churchill, the local man, in the blue and yellow Steels car alongside him. Dane there alongside Trevor Elliott on the 2nd row of the grid. First of the Class C cars with Richard Longman there, former British touring car champion, leaning in the door to talk to Patrick Watts on the 3rd row. Confirmation of the grid there, the top 4 Hondas covered by just 0.8 of a second, and then another 1/4 of a second back before you get the Works Peugeot of Patrick Watts 5th on the grid. End of the warm-up lap then, the Rover pulls off into the pits, and already a cracking start there from one of the Peugeots. We're in car with Patrick Watts, and he's got John Morris ahead of him there, Les Heaney coming alongside in the Vauxhall Astra. So already Patrick down a few places in the 2-litre class through Copse for the first time. You can see the Hondas up there ahead of them. It's the black Golf GTI of John Morris, I suppose, that Patrick's aiming for first, because they're vying for the class lead. Into Beckett's for the first time, and it is a Peugeot that leads, but it's the Bournemouth man Andrew Hartwell with the Team Hartwell entry that was leading as they went into Beckett's that time, with all the Hondas around him trying to find their way past, and already they have done, because you can see the distinctive pink bonnets of the 2 Derek Warwick cars there, with number 88 there, James Kay, leading. Graham Churchill in the blue and yellow car challenging Hartwell for 2nd place as they go into the left-hander at the beginning of the complex for the first time, and yes indeed, Churchill has found his way past. We're back in car with Patrick Watts, much lower down the class than he would expect to be. There's certainly Morris ahead of him, certainly another of the Astras just a little bit further up there. We're coming out of Woodcote for the first time now. You catch the left-hand drive car very clearly, obviously, in this in-car shot. I gather that Peugeot even lent Patrick a left-hand drive road car so he could get rather more used to it. Trevor Elliott there in the Cartwell Honda goes up to 3rd place. Hartwell still in 4th in the Peugeot at the moment. Vaughan Richmond 5th in the Astra. Locked brake there from James Kay. James Kay and Graham Churchill having a terrific battle throughout this season for victory in the 1600cc class. Graham Churchill having dominated the division in last year's championship when really there wasn't very much competition for him. And who's that? That's the other Steels of Hereford Honda, and he's knocking Jones around as he rejoins and comes down the straight. That's Richard Waugh, who's a partner in Steels of Hereford, who enter Graham Churchill's car and did last year. So Dane's now past Hartwell as well, so 4 Hondas, 1 to 4. Hartwell still leads the class. We've just picked up a place in the class in car with Patrick Watts. That was John Morris's black Golf we just got past there, and so we're now up to 3rd with Vaughan Richmond in the Astra ahead of us, pulling alongside as Patrick Watts waves acknowledgements to John Morris, and Vaughan Richmond takes the class lead. So Vaughan Richmond, the company director from Burley in Hampshire, now up into the lead of the class with Hartwell just alongside him, and Patrick Watts now coming up to challenge as well. Hartwell fights back, but unable to retake the class lead from Vaughan Richmond. Vaughan, who was the only man to score points in every round of the ESSO Championship last year. We're back in car again, and looks to me as though we're now 2nd in the class. Back with the leaders, and Trevor Elliott has taken Roland Dane for 3rd place in the Honda Civic VTEC battle there. So we've got 2 pairs of Hondas. That's James Kay leading, with Graham Churchill putting him under pressure, and Roland Dane back up into 3rd place with Trevor Elliott putting him under pressure as well. So Derek Warwick, Honda first and third at the moment. It's not the 1-2 that Roland Dane was looking for when we talked to him before the start. Back in car with a three-wheeling Vaughan Richmond. Look how long that rear near side wheel remains stationary as he goes through the left-hander. So it's not only Patrick Watts who lifts wheels then, so perhaps he shouldn't worry quite so much about the perceived disadvantage he thinks his left-hand drive gives him. We run a bit wide there onto the rumble strips, but Patrick Watts, this is a factory-entered Peugeot, the only full factory team competing in the ESSO Superlube Championship this year. Good to see them there because it really has shaken up the traditional Golf and Astra battle of the past 2 or 3 seasons. But at the moment it is an Astra that is to the fore. Vaughan Richmond there, through Copse, still in the lead of the class as we go back to the overall lead battle of the 1600cc Hondas, with Kay currently to the fore, Churchill next up, bit of a gap before we see there Roland Dane, and Trevor Elliott, the general manager of Honda UK, incidentally, on the car side there with the Kart World entry, the white car. Braking for the left-hander once again, James Kay still leading. Graham Churchill there, whose home is literally just the other side of the boundary fence at Silverstone. As we go back to Patrick Watts. Now then, he looks as though he might well be able to find a way past Vaughan Richmond this time. We'll soon tell as we go through the second element. No, he hasn't done. Can he get it on the way out, though? Very close. I mean, this is a marketplace battle because these hot hatchbacks, as they're known, 16-valve engines, are very competitive in the marketplace in the street. And as you can see, this is a terrific way for the manufacturers to try and convince people this is the right car to buy. A direct door-to-door battle there, Vauxhall to Peugeot. Bouncing over the curbs there is 65, which is Les Heaney from Burnley, with the unusual double headlamps in his Astra, one has just noticed. Up to the left-hander at Maggots, and then the new Beckett's comes much quicker after Maggots than it used to. Through the right-hander there. Patrick definitely quicker through the corners, I'd say, than is the Astra. Lead battle once again with James Kay not shaking off Graham Churchill by any stretch of the imagination, even though they've already been lapping some of the slower Golfs, as we just caught a glimpse there. Class C battle continues to Vaughan Richmond, freewheels his way through the left-hander. Patrick Watts now going to try and get a tighter inside line on the right-hand element of the complex, but no, he just cannot find a way past as both cars up onto 3 wheels as they go through the right-hander there. And this time, looks as though Patrick Watts has got a chance. He's got the nose alongside the tail end of the Astra, and they are absolutely side by side. The Astra just fractionally ahead by a nose. Can they do a complete lap of Silverstone like this? Because this is the last lap that they're on. Watts is to the inside, Vaughan Richmond is the outside. No, Patrick Watts takes the class lead for the first time in this Silverstone round of the ESSO Superlube Saloon Car Championship. Can he hold that advantage to the checkered flag? We're in car with him again now, and we've got Vaughan Richmond trying to go all the way around the outside of us at Beckett's, changing gears as they go through the corner. Patrick steering, working away at the gearbox there. Now, what's the result of all of that to retain the championship lead? I don't know. You can see, catching a glimpse of Patrick's eyes there, just how he's grinning away, having this terrific battle. Vaughan Richmond flashes the brake lights there to say, I enjoyed that too. Back with the leaders now as James Kay comes out of Woodcote for the final time to win not only the class, but also the first outright victory in this championship for a Honda Civic, as we go back to the Class C lead. And it's a Class C battle, just a terrific fight here between Vaughan Richmond and Patrick Watts. Vaughan Richmond in the Astra has got it at the moment. Patrick's not going to be able to find his way past now as they come out of Woodcote. So Vaughan Richmond takes victory in the Vauxhall Astra. That makes the third manufacturer to claim victory in the class this year. Peugeot, Volkswagen and Vauxhall. Confirmation of the results, James Kay wins from Churchill, Dane and Elliott. In the Class C battle, Vaughan Richmond wins from John Morris. Patrick Watts demoted as a result of a penalty incurred at the start.
It was, yes, a lot of hard work came together very well there. Very well. We had a really good dice with Graham, especially at the top here. He was a lot quicker through there than I was, but we managed to get a good... Oh, thank you. I'll get some eventually.
It looked good. A good race for you?
Very good, yeah. Very exciting. Very glad to beat Patrick. I never thought I'd do that.